The world outside often forgets the true nature of a prison. It's not just a place of confinement, but a crucible of despair, a tomb for the living. Within these walls, the air itself seems to thicken with forgotten screams and lingering shadows. Some places are so steeped in human suffering that they become portals to something else entirely. They hold secrets far darker than any crime committed within them. Tonight, we peel back the stone veils to reveal 5 chilling tales from behind bars. Alcatraz, the infamous island prison, was a fortress of despair. Its cold, unforgiving walls were meant to break the spirit, but some spirits refused to be broken. Cell 14D, the solitary confinement unit, was notorious for its unsettling phenomena. Inmates spoke of a chilling cold that defied the prison's heating system, a pervasive chill that seemed to emanate from the very walls. It was often accompanied by faint, guttural whispers, just beyond the edge of comprehension. One prisoner, a man named Rufus McCain, claimed he was being strangled by an unseen entity in that very cell. Guards found him gasping for air, his face contorted in terror, with unexplained red marks around his throat. He swore a spectral presence had attacked him. Other inmates reported seeing glowing red eyes peering from the darkness of the cell, or hearing the mournful cries of a woman. The whispers persisted, a constant insidious murmur that drove some to the brink of madness. Even after Alcatraz closed, the chilling tales of Cell 14D echoed through the empty corridors. The suffering etched into its stone seemed to have found a voice. The Ohio State Reformatory, a Gothic behemoth, housed some of the most hardened criminals. But it was the unseen resident, the Shadow Man, that truly terrified both inmates and guards. This dark, amorphous figure was said to glide through the cell blocks. He was never fully seen, only glimpsed from the corner of an eye, a deeper darkness against the already dim light. His presence brought an oppressive weight, a suffocating dread that settled upon anyone who felt his gaze. Inmates reported waking to find him standing over their bunks. They described a profound sense of being watched, a cold, malevolent scrutiny that left them paralyzed with fear. Guards, too, spoke of inexplicable cold spots and the feeling of being followed through empty corridors. The Shadow Man was a harbinger of misfortune. Those who claimed to have seen him often suffered strange accidents or sudden, unexplained illnesses. His silent, watchful presence was a constant reminder of the prison's dark history, a spectral warden overseeing the endless torment. He was the embodiment of the prison's despair. Eastern State Penitentiary, with its crumbling walls and echoing cells, was designed for solitary confinement, a place where silence was meant to lead to repentance. Instead, it bred madness, and, in one chilling instance, a complete disappearance. The story of inmate 123, a man named Thomas, remains unsolved. Thomas was locked in his cell one night, a standard procedure. The cell was checked, the door secured, and the guards continued their rounds. The next morning, at roll call, Thomas was gone. His cell was empty, the door still locked from the outside. There were no signs of a struggle, no broken bars, no tunnels. It was as if he had simply ceased to exist within the confines of his sealed cell. The prison was scoured, every inch searched, but Thomas was never found. His personal effects remained, his bed undisturbed. The only clue was a faint, unsettling chill that lingered in his cell, a cold spot that refused to dissipate. To this day, the mystery of Thomas's vanishing act haunts Eastern State. Was it an impossible escape, or did something far more sinister claim him? The walls held their secrets, and the silence offered no answers. Mansfield Reformatory, another name for the Ohio State Reformatory, holds countless tales of terror. One particularly disturbing account involves an inmate who swore he was not alone in his solitary cell. He claimed to have an unseen cellmate. This inmate, a man named Arthur, began speaking to an empty space, arguing and laughing with an invisible presence. At first, guards dismissed it as the onset of prison-induced psychosis, but Arthur's behavior grew increasingly erratic. He would wake screaming, claiming his unseen companion was tormenting him, whispering dark suggestions. He described a cold, skeletal hand that would sometimes brush against his face in the dead of night. The air in his cell often felt heavy, charged with an unseen energy. Other inmates on the block reported hearing two distinct voices emanating from Arthur's cell, even when he was known to be alone. One voice was Arthur's, the other a low, guttural murmur that seemed to slither through the walls. Arthur eventually succumbed to his torment. He was found in his cell, having taken his own life, a chilling smile frozen on his face. The note he left simply read, "He finally convinced me." The cell remained empty, but the chilling presence was said to linger. The West Virginia Penitentiary, a formidable Gothic structure, was a place of brutal punishment and countless deaths. Its most infamous area was the North Hall, a section known for its extreme cold and pervasive sense of dread. Inmates and guards alike avoided it. The temperature in North Hall would inexplicably plummet, even in the height of summer. This bone-chilling cold was often accompanied by the sound of heavy chains dragging across the floor, though no chains were present. Whispers and disembodied moans echoed through the empty cells. One guard, a hardened veteran, reported seeing a full-bodied apparition of a man in an old prison uniform, his face contorted in agony. The figure simply stood there, radiating an intense sorrow, before slowly fading into the stone. The guard resigned the next day. Inmates housed in North Hall often suffered from severe nightmares and a profound sense of oppression. Some claimed to feel unseen hands touching them, or the cold breath of something unseen on their necks. The despair of countless souls seemed to have congealed there. The very air in North Hall felt heavy, suffocating, as if the suffering of the past was still actively unfolding. It was a place where the dead refused to rest, their torment forever etched into the cold, unforgiving stone. These stories are not mere folklore. They are echoes of profound suffering, imprinted upon the very fabric of these desolate places. They serve as a chilling reminder that some prisons hold more than just the living. They are mausoleums of dread, where the past never truly dies.